Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rachakodash, and double honors to my apostles, a great millstone, and peace and salutations to the hopeful members of the elect, the Bacharim, the house of David, that's been preordained, predestined to get delivered in these last times and to be the ruling, governing body of the nation of Yashala in the whole world. And this is from Dabu 77. Massive moon-sized object next to sun, huge space mirror emitting fake light, approved by FCC. Okay, so I'm gonna play this video and get scriptures, but the chariots are here. I mean, they've always been here, and it's like every day it's a new chariot sighting, what the world calls UFOs. You know, the Pentagon is releasing chariot sightings damn near every day, every week. Okay, so let's play.
Blue 7. I've told you guys many times and shown you in the past these massive objects feeding off the sun. But now, here, a moon-sized object is caught on HelioViewer. And as I've done for years and anyone can do, you can go over and you can compile all the images and create your own movie, so to speak, with HelioViewer. And you will catch objects just like this. Again, this is roughly the size of the moon. And when backed out, you can look right there and see the object. And you can see the Earth, for comparison, off to the side. This object caught right next to the sun. Again, it looks like it's feeding off the sun, almost like the sun's a cold fusion gas station. Then, we have the announcement that the FCC has authorized Reflect Orbital Inc. to launch a huge space mirror, Arendelle 1. They're going to do it and going to position it at about 625 kilometers in height in the sky. It's going to cast a moving 5-kilometer wide patch of light onto Earth as bright as the full moon. They're saying that the first one is just a test, but Reflect Orbital wants to launch 50,000 more of these into the sky. This is going to be pretty wild. They're selling sunlight on demand, and it's real. It's been talked about before, about these things being turned into weapons, even China doing this, making their own mirrors. But they say that it will not burn bright enough to start a fire. All of this yet to be seen. Apparently, they're looking to use this in emergency situations and for people that want to pay for light around the clock. Others argue that animals that are nocturnal and all types of other things are going to be thrown off a rhythm because of this. Wow, this is the latest.
Yeah, see, that's another thing, that space mirror. They want to emit fake light, so in some places it can be just 24/7 light outside, okay? These devils got to go, these heathens got to go, because as you heard, China wants to do the same thing, so they can just have laborers work 24/7. And again, you know, others worry that would set off the wildlife, you know, nocturnal creatures. And yes, it would. You know, these devils got to go. The only place you have, you know, the only area in the world that's, you know, that goes like, what, 6 months with light, and then like another time frame without no light is Alaska. Okay, certain parts of Alaska. But that's that certain region. But this devil wants to do it throughout the world, you know? So, you know, these devils got to be put out of power, and they will, okay? They will. Just, you know, offsetting the earth, okay? But going back to that chariot, again, man, it's like a new chariot sighting every day, every week. And this one is the size of the moon. And Yahawashi is going to, man, can you just imagine what Yahawashi is going to come with? All right? He's going to come back at the Father's ship. That's going to be, man. Actually, let me get that in What's that? 2nd Ezra 13. Verse 1. And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night. This is Ezra speaking. He had a vision. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea, the outer atmosphere. Okay? Because when you look into the sky, into the atmosphere, it is made out of water, like a low density type of water. Okay? The Shemayim, the heavens. Mayim means water. Shemayim is heavens. So everything is made out of the waters. We came out of the waters. All right? You have density, a real dense type of water, like the sea, and you have like the real low density, the air we breathe in the outer atmosphere. Okay? Water has H2O, oxygen. It contains oxygen as well, something that we breathe. Okay? And it says, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, the outer atmosphere, okay, the sky, that had moved all the ways thereof. And this is Yahawashi. When he returns, he's going to crack through them skies, okay? Like Star Wars, when they go like in hyperspeed and all of a sudden, they right there, when all their space fleets. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him, because he's going to first make his way to the land that's barren and desolate, the hot zone of World War III, which is the Arabian region. All right, spoken of in Joel, the 2nd chapter. Okay, that's going to be the hot zone of World War III. All the armies of these different nations are going to fight over there. The least shall draw them out. Talking about Israel drawing out American troops, and you're starting to see it gradually. But soon there's going to be a spark, where Russia's going to get involved, okay, and other nations. But Russia being the main opposition to America. And it says, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it filleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number, from the four winds of the heaven, right, the earth. These are soldiers from different nations, to subdue the men that came out of the sea. And you can imagine how they're going to try to, it's going to be a failed attempt, but you can imagine with their spacecraft, Elon Musk, his SpaceX, I believe the Lord's going to use that, incorporate that into the 6th branch, which is the Space Force that Trump implemented. Why would they have a Space Force? Think about that. Because they see the chariots. They know. All right, the upper elites, they know exactly who and what they are, and which are angels. And it says, but I beheld, and lo, he had grayed himself a great mountain and flew upon it. Talking about the chariot, okay, that Yahawashi is going to come back in. But I will have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. Can you imagine? He's looking up at the chariot, and he can't even see, the beginning or the ending of it. He can't. It's just so massive. It literally just engulfed the sky. Okay, and again, this new chariot we just saw, that Dabu posted, bigger, as the same size as the moon. If it was any closer, we would have probably seen it. If the chariot wanted us to see it, because they can cloak themselves, all right? They can do anything, really. And it says, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. Yeah, the Lord's going to put the spirit in those troops to fight regardless of how they feel. But they're going to be terrified, And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth, as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests, all right, laser beams. This reminds me of years ago. I remember at camp, this black woman came up, and she was hearing brothers speak, and she was like, "You guys are talking about UFOs and laser beams in the Bible?" I chuckled inside, because I'm like, yeah, it's exactly what the Bible mentions. All right, it's prophesied. Yes. But they're not unidentified, they're identified. We know what they are, they're chariots. Okay? And that's how the Lord's gonna come back, okay? Deliver the elect, also destroy those soldiers, those army of troops, okay, Armageddon, and then make his presence known over here in America. And the angels, in their chariots, they're gonna shoot out laser beams, okay? Isaiah 66 verse 15, for behold, the Lord, Yahawashi, will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire, right, laser beams. For by fire and by sword will the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. I'm going to finish off right here. Verse 11, back in 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, verse 11. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. You have to imagine, what that looks like. Hey, a good scene. Hopefully I don't get a copyright. All right, let me just, War of the World, right? You see people getting zapped. Zap scene. No, man, don't give me the 2025. Come on, I don't want to see Ice Cube. I might check that out, though. But give me that 2005 edition. Hold on. Tom Cruise in there. Slaki, hold on. Because this paints a good scene, all right, of how the chairs are going to get busy. Okay, let me see the tripod. Man, just get to the point. Okay, here we go. I'm not going to play all of it. I hope I don't get no copyright, man. Of course, this thing will take a million years. Let me move around because my internet.
Manny, was it dead?
All of them, everything. Look at this. Started fried.
Lightning hit it?
Not even close. I thought if I changed it, you got any idea what's going on?
I'm on my way to find out. Try changing the solenoid, please.
Right, that's what I said. I told you that. The solenoid.
Hey. Let us through here. Hey.
What up, Ray?
I should have known you two were behind this, huh?
Hey, God's pissed off at the neighborhood, Raymond. I'll tell you that
Blame
much.
him? You see it? Yeah. You got power where you are?
Nope, nothing.
It's the cars, though, that's the thing.
Yeah, solar flare. That's what this guy told me he heard.
Solar flare.
Yeah, he says the sun shoots
Okay,
off these
look,
big
let
clouds
me
of
tell you
plasma.
something.
They
Can I
turn
say-
into solar
Can I
flares.
say something?
It's the only thing that can kill all the electronic stuff
Can
like
I tell
that.
you something?
What, bro?
The sun does not cause lightning, okay?
Bro, I'm just telling you what that guy said he heard.
Okay, I understand, but it just sounds dumb when you're saying that.
I've never seen anything like this before. That many strikes of lightning in one spot. Is this the only place?
Come on, put that
You want to
down.
step back, please?
Step back.
We're going to fall in.
Get back. Back up,
Let me just turn up the brightness.
people. People, back up back there. Go back. Everybody back up. Back.
Is it hot?
It's freezing. You hear that?
Feel that? Yeah, I feel that. What is it, the subway?
There's no subway here.
F train, maybe?
That can't be the water main.
There's nothing else down there.
The water main doesn't run through here.
Well, there's something down there, and it's moving. Yo, stay, man.
That's how yours never vision, man. Look at that. Smell it, but see nothing but a smell of smoke, roughly paraphrasing it. As I got in 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter. All right, the whirlwind with fire, Isaiah 66, verse 15 to 16, okay? That's how the Lord's going to get busy. Look at that, man. It's getting zapped by laser beams. They all turn to dust. Again, hey, these elites, man, or these directors, they gotta, either, it's all inspiration by the Heavenly Father, but they probably go through scriptures, get visions, who knows, okay? But 2nd Ezra 13, again, I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but only dust and smell of smoke, okay? Hey, it says, again, a multitude, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived but only dust and smell of smoke, right? These people are turned to dust, okay? That was it. I don't know why I don't know why I went out, but whatever. All right. So, hopefully this is edifying, okay? Fair use as well. But, yeah, hopefully that was edifying. Hey, but the chariots are here, man. Look up, for your salvation is nigh. Okay? Sometimes you gotta just look up every now and then. Okay? Because you will see a chariot. I know, speaking for myself, humbly speaking, but I see the chariots quite often. Okay? And sometimes it's like they want you to see them. It's like, you'll just be walking, you just look up automatically and you see them as if they're telepathically, sending a message to you to look up. All right? But either way, hey, call Yahawashi. All right? And we almost home, man. So with that, shalom.